Tell you what Christmas is all about. Lights, please. Charlie Brown, I can tell you what Christmas is all about. Lights, please. Behold, I bring you tidings of great joy.